Welcome, everybody. Today we're going to talk about security and how to keep the Web3 a safer place and some of the best practices. So why is Web3 projects are so susceptible to hacks compared to the traditional industry, what is known as Web2? A lot of it has to do with code errors prevalent to the asset loss. On-chain code is public, and also Web3 projects don't invest enough into security. So in order for projects to stay secure, they should embed the security element into their life cycle, meaning from the ground up into their architecture, and then do it all throughout. And that's the only way for them to maintain a decent level of security. By simply placing, let's say, a bowl on top of it, and after you build a project and not include the security elements into it, you're not really going to be able to preserve the projects and to make sure that they're remaining secure. Some of the threats that you can expect are smart contract exploits, data breaches, weak spots, flash loan attacks, oracle manipulation, and flawed design. And this is all part of what we're saying. It's a life cycle process. Smart contracts need to be audited. Data breaches need to have preparation for internal usage and processes between the team, because a lot of the times the team itself could lead to a loss by simply not taking necessary measures. Flash loan attacks, oracles, and flawed design is also part of the necessary architectural design that needs to be taken care of. This also leads to financial loss, reputation loss, community trust, market cap takes a nosedive, and essentially any potential loss could prevent for community leaving, people trying to leave a sinking boat, and even leverage the project completely. And how do you solve that? And you solve that by taking care of your security and preserving it. So some of the approaches and elements in the project are infrastructure, tokenomics, team and operations, smart contracts and blockchain protocol, mobile and web design, architecture, and user and investors. So all of this is what you need to take care of in order for the project to maintain secure and healthy. So for some of the most recent things that have happened, Coinbase has been compromised by hackers stolen login credentials from exchange employees, and that's what I mean when the team is actually at fault for allowing the intruders to get in. Users are the weakest spot of the whole process, and for that you actually have a lot of different solutions presented here, and this is what's called unauthorized access. Bitmart got hacked for 196 million. Private key was stolen in security breach, allowing access to 2 hot wallets. So all of this, we're going to go through a list and some of the solutions that we have for it, and some of the things that the project needs to be looking at to prevent in terms of data breaches and private key compromise. Monitoring network penetration testing, up-to-date dependencies, DDoS resistance, API authentication, and log connections are all the measures that could have been taken to prevent this. And if you guys don't take care of the project on regular, ongoing basis, then you're going to be facing these problems. These problems are not, security is not something that you do and forget about, and you simply, in the beginning, do a smart contract audit, do a pen test, and think that it's done. As projects are evolving, you're running into different changes, and changes need to be re-verified because a smallest change could lead to exposure and additional vulnerabilities. Another example, D-Force network hack lost 3.65 million due to a common reentrancy vulnerability. Curve finance hack lost 500K. Terra, a full downfall. So that's something that requires a little bit more involvement on focus and demand drives, align rewards with value creation, tackle toxic user behavior, and this is all part of the security. Poorly designed tokenomics may be as dangerous as getting hacked. One of the services that we do provide is tokenomics audits, and tokenomics allows us to verify the sustainability and stress test the actual tokenomics to make sure that it will survive the changes in the time of the project. Promote security among users and investors. That's something that we have to do and something that we have to educate not only our users, not only do we have to educate our team as part of the project, also users can be a lead for the potential exposures. There's audits for cryptocurrency security standards that verifies the exchange within the project and helps them understand whether or not the actual team and the users are using it properly. Are they storing their keys? Are they exchanging it on an open network? So phishing attacks, scams, and bots could be one of the simple and most commonly known exposures that are present. For that, you can do public bug bounties, higher security scores by implementing the lifecycle structure, which is an audit, pen test, bug bounty, tokenomics, and that all allows us to prevent and preserve from potential exposures. One of the things that everybody should know and everybody should keep in mind is our incident response. And for example, everybody knows about is something that a project took 6 days to respond on. It's also known as Ronin, one of the highest hacks ever in history. It took them 6 days to realize that their pool was being drained, that all the funds that they had were being drained, and when their actual community started to complain and ask for withdrawal of funds that weren't happening, they started paying attention to it. So something that every project should consider is actual plan in case of an exposure, in case of something that is being taken in the project as an exposure. 24-hour call monitoring, document in place, discussing the actions and activities, who's responsible for what, and what the project needs to do in case of an incident. You guys also will have some questions at the end, or if you guys want an assessment of your project, please reach out to us. We will help you understand the life state of your project, how secure you are, and where you guys stand. Do you guys have everything in place? Our goal is to keep the Web3 a safer place, and together we can achieve that. Scan my code, reach out, free question answers, and we'll also give everybody a discounted rate that comes from ABC. Thank you.